Hey guys, so today we have the Boost Auto wireless charging pad install. Provided is the wiring harness that tags into your cigarette lighter with an inline fuse and your screws. First, we're going to have to take all of these screws out of this lid to get it separated, so that way we can drill the hole through there. There's a wire sticking out here, so we're going to have to drill a hole just about dead center and about 2 inches back, about right here. We have our drill bit ran through there. So here we have our wireless charging pad. If you pull up on any of the corners, it'll actually separate the rubberized pad from the bottom plate. We can now take our charging pad and shove the harness through. Now we're going to take a small drill bit into every one of those holes to start as a pilot guide, so we can run our 4 screws in. So as you're putting these screws in, make sure all your holes are lined up. You do not want to over tighten these screws, as all it will do is spin free in that hole, and then you're not holding anything, it's just set in place. For our finished result, the light fixture here on the bottom lines up with this hole in the pad, and you can just place the pad's little feet into the holes, and now it's situated in there. Our next key parts in this center console process are going to be removing the cup holder and the front bezel, as well as the dash gauge bezel that goes all the way across the dash. To remove the center console cup holder, it's easy. Just grab here in the center and you kind of give it a firm pull and it comes right out. To remove the dash bezel, you turn your key on, don't turn the truck on, put it in first, drop your steering wheel all the way down. You're going to literally just pull, and it's just held in with push pins. Don't worry about breaking them, you won't. And then it literally pulls up. 9 times out of 10 it will turn on your hazards, no worries there. In order to pull this bezel off, all you do is reach around to the side here, grab where that crease is, and it as well just pulls out. You can also grab up top, as there's a pin right roughly around here, and just pull, and it pops right out. And then work your way down, and it'll all just pull right out just like this. For the next part, you can see this here is your cigarette lighter port, or it's your 12-volt port as well. And on the very bottom side here, see if I can get better lighting, there's a pin on the bottom. You see that little hole on the bottom of the connector there? You'll have to push in on that with a small screwdriver to pop that out. Try and pop this out. We push on this small tab here, and it should just pop right out. Most of the time you can just run your bit through the back here and then run it to the lighters on the back. What I'm doing is running mine to the front. So what I did was I drilled a hole right here, and that will go down right through here, right into this hole that I also drilled out, which was a screw originally. I took a 1/2-inch bit, drilled through that, and now if you look, you can see my finger under here, which is right there. So I can pull it through here, and then run it up and under here. All you have to do here is, this part is the stock plug, plugs into this, and then this plugs back into the cigarette lighter port itself. All right, now that we have our wire ran, we have our cup holder back in place. This is how it is plugged in. This is the stock harness plugged into their female adapter, which runs to their male adapter, which plugs back into your 12-volt. Your wire goes back behind the bezel, under your cup holder, and back through. And then from here, it's right through, and you plug that into the center console lid. And to put this back, you really just push it back into position, wait for it to click, make sure all 4 corners click, and you are good to go. Okay, for this part, you can close the half of a lid. You're going to take this harness, take your center console lid with the pad connected, and take this harness and just plug it in together. And now you leave this open, you grab all the screws you pulled out of it, and you put the cap back on. Alright, so for installing the dash, you're going to do the exact same thing. Drop the steering wheel down, put it in first gear, so the gear select is out of the way. You're going to tuck it in as far as possible, and then up top, you're going to have to push it down until it kind of wiggles itself into position. Over here, there will be a tab in the center you'll line up, and on both sides, you simply push those in, and then push the rest of the tabs in, and you are good to go. If you push this button in the center, press it once, that changes it to no lights, and then when you put your phone in there, this goes blue. When you take your phone off, it goes back to nothing. If you click it again, you're back to the original. And if you hold it for 3 seconds, it entirely powers it off. To turn it back on, all you do is hold it again for that same 3 seconds, and now it is on.